Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Bulldog Film Review. I'm going to try something different because my brother told me that I don't smile enough. So I'm going to try to do that now. Okay, we're going to do something different. We're going to go over a couple of different films, make this like a one big compilation video so as not to bore you. But there are films that are out there, and I will tell you what I think of them. Let's go for the one that they've been advertising on the TV quite a bit with 2 Academy Award winners, and that would be Javier Bardem as well as Sean Penn. It blows. I knew something was up when I saw in the credits that it was going to be written by Sean Penn. Now, I just want to be upfront with you. I like his movies. I think one of his best movies is The Falcon and the Snowman. And I think he ought to just stick to acting. Okay, but this movie, for a movie with 2 Academy Award winners in there, obviously they put a bunch of money in there. Story was almost, you can almost tell what was going to happen next. So don't waste your money. Go ahead and wait for the video if you absolutely feel that you have to see this movie. Next movie that I just recently saw was a documentary. It was called The Wrecking Crew. Now, most of you folks my age, and we're now in my mid-50s, grew up listening to music such as the Beach Boys, Sonny and Cher when we were younger, and so forth. And come to find out, there was this group of studio musicians who played most of the songs from these records. Now, they go in and talk about the process, and I don't want to blow the movie for you, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see some of the songs and who actually did the music that we've come to grow up with. It's a very good movie. It's very entertaining, and it'll kind of make you... It's one of those movies where you leave the theater and you'll be happy afterwards. So it's called The Wrecking Crew. It's a documentary. You'll like it. Kind of like the movie Muscle Shoals, if you had a opportunity to see that movie, or 20 Feet from Stardom, which is about the background singers. That too was also a documentary. Go ahead and see those movies if you can. Another movie that came out, which I was pleasantly surprised with a little bit, was called All Night Long. Now, Liam Neeson, that was backwards. Lately, he's been quite the action figure, and some of his movies are okay, some are not. But this movie was okay. It kept you on the edge of your seat. And of course, as the previews showed, it was basically about a gentleman who was part of the mob, and he has to protect his son because an event happened in which he had to protect his son from being murdered by the boss's son. So it did hold you on the edge of your seat. The only thing that bothered me in that movie was that they used the actor-singer Common to be this professional hitman to go after them. And I really don't think professional hitmen just take out magazines out of their waist and put it in the gun and then just empty the rounds of bullets. It was quite a bit of waste of ammo. For those of you who, like me, enjoy shooting and like their guns, you'll know what I mean when you see the movie. But that's a movie that I encourage you to watch. Now, if you liked that movie, I think, and I already did a review about that, you'll like the movie A Walk Amongst the Tombstones. It is right now you can get it on DVD, and it's a very dark movie, which I liked. I enjoyed the story of that very much. Another movie that's out, if you have an opportunity to see this, is a documentary about the history and the Jewish deli. The movie is mostly about these gentlemen who are... The United States used to be covered with delis, and you'd be surprised where these delis were located. Now there's only approximately, 150 of them nationwide, and how that's a culture, that's a historical historical venue into the foods that we grew up with, that we have eaten. And if you like deli like I do, you're going to enjoy this movie. But you're going to enjoy the characters that they interview, the people that run this. They stick mostly with this one. I guess this guy, when he was 12 years old, he went to his dad's or his grandpa's deli. His grandpa told him, he goes, "Here's your apron, start in the back." Well, he still has the atmosphere of an old-time Jewish deli when you walk in, and he's known, and this movie's going to make him famous, but you're going to laugh because this was done with quite a bit of humor. If you like deli like I do, you're going to enjoy this. Now, on a final note, I was glad to see that during the Academy Awards, this one movie, Ida, that I had done a review in the past, and I was very impressed with this film. It won for Best Foreign Film. And maybe if you could see this, that's the movie. It's about a gal in the late 50s, early 60s who's about to take her vows to become a nun, and she wants to see her family's past before she marries herself off to Christ. So she goes and visits her hometown, and she's surprised to find her aunt and her family history. The movie is a beautiful movie, even though it's in black and white, because every scene was thought out as if it was a photograph. Very beautifully done. The story is done very well. It'll tug at your heart when you watch this movie. It's a little on the dark side as well, but I really loved it, and I was glad to see it win an Oscar. So for now, that is my movies reviews, and those are the movies I dislike. Those are the movies I like, but that's just me.